Meeting is being recorded.
Hey guys, once again, thanks for joining today's first session, the kickoff session. Before we get started, we'll give you a quick background about this training program and about me. Okay. So this full stack Power BI course is not only designed to keep in mind of covering only the Power BI topic. This has been designed in such a way, those students attend the Power BI course, they should be able to land up with the high paying course in the short run. As soon as they complete the training program, reasonably, the students require at least 3 to 4 weeks time to review the topics, whatever we cover it. So post which we'll start arranging the interviews with our prospective interviewers. Before that, we will conduct mock interview, everything. Okay. And once we find your profile fit, and then we'll take your profile with our prospective employer. Even if we find that your mock interview performance needs some kind of improvement, we'll give you feedback, and till you become comfortable, we'll keep conduct the mock interview. And end of the day, our objective or goal is to place you till you become comfortable. Okay, we are not going to leave any candidates. We make sure that we are going to place everyone. But students should also prepare very well this the topic, because once you get placed, you should be able to solve the basic and the intermediate complex level of the task, whatever they assign it. You should be able to do it independently. Okay. The complex part, obviously, even experienced people, they need some time to solve the complex business problems or creating the reports to solve the specific key business questions. Okay, so and also in this course, we make sure that we cover Power BI and other relevant topics like relevant skills, SQL Server, and then SSIS plus cloud fundamentals. But we would suggest you to position yourself with your prospective employer. For example, once we floated your profile with our prospective HR consultants or other companies, when they call you, you tell them you are very good in Power BI and you are very good in SQL. But you have limited working knowledge on SSIS and Azure Cloud, okay, because you are not a cloud administrator or something like that, okay. Everything is done by the cloud administrators. They will give you the access, they will give you the URL. And for example, Azure SQL database, they are supposed to give you the SQL server name to you. Once you get that, you can connect it to their server, and then you create the table in your dev environment, or you read the data, insert the data, update the data, and so on. Okay. You are not going to install anything there. Hence, the Azure, some extent will cover it, the fundamentals. You just tell them you are good in Power BI and SQL, but you have limited knowledge on SSIS and that one. SSIS also, you worked on it, you just tell them. But yeah, we have videos and we will cover SSIS also after completion of the Power BI and SQL Server. Okay, now a quick intro about me. I'm Satya. I'll be your trainer, and I carry close to 15.5 years of experience. Currently, I employed as a lead data scientist and BA consultant for a leading US-based the retail company with a development facility in Bangalore. So during my stint with various engagements, I had the opportunity to work in a variety of industries, which includes retail, healthcare, banking, and so on. And predominantly, I spent most of my career, my career duration with the retail industry. And since I worked with the different domains and also involved in the retail domain for quite a long time, it helped me to participate in various full life cycle of different business intelligence as well as the data science projects. So that is pretty much about me. Let's take a quick sneak peek into the course. And importantly, today, what we are going to take a look at it. Today, we will start with understanding what is analytics, and then we'll move ahead with understanding what is business intelligence, and then what is Power BI, why you need to learn Power BI, Is it really a hype, or is it real? Is it reality? Okay, hype or reality? Okay, we'll just compare. We'll take a look at that as well. And to start with, let us understanding what is analytics. So, what is analytics? So, analytics is a method of exploring and analyzing large data sets. Let's say your client, they have data available in various source systems, source systems, they store the data. Okay. And so the end of the day, to answer to their key business questions, they want you to answer to their key business questions. So what are the key business questions? So what kind of, for example, if the customers ask you, if the line of business manager asks you a question, so what is the customer's propensity to buy? And what is the what are the top 10 products? What are the bottom 10 products? So which, can you give me the list of products wherein we generate a negative margin? So we wanted to see the top 10 negative margin by location or by category, by subcategory, and so on. So these are the business questions they want to ask, because they want to keep themselves abreast of what is happening within their business environment. They don't want to wait until things goes wrong. They wanted to be very proactive. Before things goes wrong, they wanted to be proactive, and they wanted to mitigate or preempt the risk. Okay. So at the end of the day, if you want to create a report or dashboard, you need to have the data. I have the data, I created the data, everything is fine. So these reports or dashboards will help them to explore and analyze further what steps we can carry out. For example, you can see the customer churn rate is going up. Your dashboard shows one of the key performance indicator in your dashboard is customer churn. What is churn? Can someone tell me what is churn? Customer churn. CHURN. What is churn? CHURN. Churn is something like attrition. The customers or your customers are leaving your business, or employees are leaving your organization. The key employees, the employees are also an asset for the company, right? In the case of software companies, the key assets are talents. Okay, if you lose the key talents in your company, it will have a negative or adverse impact on your business performance or revenue. So here, in the case of customer, even the case of customer, if they leave your business, and majority of the customer, if they start leave your business, and if they start buying the products from your potential competitors, you are gone. So you want to keep a track on where we stand when it comes to customer churn. Yes, customers are churn is common. If Amazon gives any discount, obviously customer will go and buy it. And if Flipkart gives any discount, obviously all the Amazon customers, or irrespective of the customer's affinity, right, they come and buy who gives discount, right? They go and buy it from the place where they get more discount. Okay, so that is the churn is common, but is it on par with the industry? There is some kind of up to 10 to 12% churn. It is okay. It is common everywhere. If I give more discount compared to my competitor, obviously all the people will come and buy it. If my competitor gives more to them, the churn is common, but the industry standard is 10 to 12%. Let's see that way, okay? But when I look at my dashboard, the current churn rate is more than 12%, or I can see the 22% or 25%. So once you see the metrics, so right, so you will come up with an action. The next step is you will take a deep dive to understand why the customer churn now it is 22%. This is not a good sign. There is something wrong is happening. And then what you do is you will do further analysis. You explore the data further, analyze in which region the sales is declining, and which region or which district the sales is declining. Is it due to, and also find for specific region the sales is declining. Why it is declining? In that specific region or in that country, for example, in the case of Sri Lanka, take for example, the entire economy is very bad now. Because of the economy, customers are not buying it in Sri Lanka. You do business across different countries. In that kind of situation, obviously, you cannot expect a boom in sales in a specific country. In the case of Sri Lanka. So in that case, you're okay. But if you see the overall churn rate as 22%, and if you go and take a deep dive, you will get to know. If you don't see the churn rate on a periodical basis, what is going to happen? One fine day, you will find almost 50 to 60% of customers already they would have walked out of your products. They stopped buying your products or they stopped going for your service. Okay. In that case, you are it's kind of a terminal stage of cancer, right? If you detect the cancer at the very beginning, the chances are high that you can recover it, right? If you wait till the end, you are gone. So that's how, this is a simple analogy. That's how the management, they want to keep themselves abreast by monitoring the key metrics, like key performance indicators like churn rate, and then net revenue and net margin percentage, and quarter-on-quarter sales performance, like for like, and as they do it. So this will help them to understand not only the trend, but also it will help them to gather patterns, and also it will help them to explore the correlations. Thereby, they can deduce a conclusion, with the valuable insights. Okay. So, for example, if they find any problem areas, if you can make course correction then and there, then we can cut down the cost. There are some scenarios. Okay. For example, you are manufacturer, you are buying raw materials from various vendors. Okay. And for the last 2 months, you can see that the cost price is shooting up. Okay. And your margin is wafer thin. Even though the sale is more, the overall profit, if you see, it is not that impressive. So what could be the reason? That one reason could be like increase in the cost price. Why increase in cost price? We started buying the raw materials from the new vendor who is located far away from our factory location. Shipping cost, and also that vendor is completely new one to us, though he delivers on time, though the distance is too far from outlet, but end of the day, cost also matters. In that case, identify the problem areas then and there. So when you look at the cost of goods sold or the profitability metrics, and when you find something wrong there, when you take a deep dive, when you find out the root cause, you can take the action quickly. Otherwise, what will happen? If you keep purchase from the vendor who is located too far from your factory outlet, number one. Number two is the cost price for the raw materials which you buy, it is also way too high. But if you notice it, if you track it on time, we can take quick action. So why do we need to buy a vendor who is far from our factory or manufacturing plant? So in that case, best thing, we will find out the vendors who is somewhat live closer to my plant, so that if I can order the product, not only they deliver it on time, but also the price will be less, the shipping cost is less. And other factors are like we traditionally buy, or conventionally we buy the raw materials from the known vendors, and we know very well, and so they deliver the product raw materials with the greater quality and with the economical price, right? So with that, you should be able to cut. If you don't notice anything, what will happen? You have so many manufacturing plants because of the time constraint, and you cannot monitor these key parameters or key metrics. Things can go haywire over the night. Okay. there is a major damage can happen. So when you frequently or periodically going through the reports or dashboards, you will get to know where the problem, how you can take the course corrections then and there. So in that case, what will happen is things you can mitigate the risk. And also you want to find out the top and bottom selling products by region, and allowing people to, so by doing so you are allowing people to make strategic business decisions, to make business predictions. Okay, so analytics helps us to make strategic business decisions, to make business predictions also. Okay, and also it helps us to gather patterns and hidden trends, explore new correlations. So what do you mean by pattern? Can someone give me some example for patterns? Give me an example for patterns. You do some kind of data analysis. You just use the visuals, like the chart visuals, column chart. You can see, or a line chart, you are using it. You can see some kind of upward trend. Okay, you can see some kind of upward trend. So you can see that a specific product during weekend, we are selling more for a specific age group. So people within the younger age group, we can see in the apparel, the specific brand, we can see that there is an increase and there is a spike in sales. So in that case, what is the next action? Probably we can stock up more on those brands preferred by the younger age groups, the apparels, so that the sales can be more. Okay, and also you can look at, compare both the urban as well as the uptown, right? So downtown and uptown. Uptown is, the major cities, and urban, same age group, you compare it. So if you see the younger age group people, those live in the metro cities or cosmopolitan cities, they are more likely to buy specific brands, and they want to buy the trendy patterns of the design patterns of the apparels. So in that kind of, you can stock up more the trendy apparels in the cities, the metropolitan cosmopolitan cities. And then urban area people, they don't prefer, they are so conservative. Okay, in terms of the lifestyle, everything. So in that kind of situation, you can probably, and again the income, based on the income. So this is another example for pattern. The people with higher income, especially people between 25 to 30, their income is going up, and they don't have any commitments, and they are spending more money. If I target those customers with that younger age group and with higher income group, the chances are that I can sell more products with them. Okay, so this can help me to cut down my marketing cost. Instead of targeting, for example, I have a brochure. If I send the brochure to 1 million customers, it is waste of time. Okay, and if you find out those customers group who can afford to buy a specific product or newly launched product, and if you target them by making a cold call, or by sending the brochures to them, the chances are high that they can come and buy it. So let's say you have noticed a pattern, like people between 25 to 30, their income is somewhat closer to 15 to 16 lakhs, especially in the IT, information technology sector. We can see that they are spending more. Okay, so if you can contact those customers, and if you can propose them to buy a new car, or if you can propose them to go for a car loan, they can afford, they are okay to go ahead. Income matters a lot. So with this, the pattern, what you understood was, those people between 30 to 35, and educated people, and importantly working in the software industry, and between the 25 to 30, those people's incomes are about 10 lakhs, they are more likely to buy a car. That is what the data says. We could see that pattern with this combination of people that way. So by exploring the data, you will get to know the pattern. So we can see the pattern, people with this younger age group, and with this income group, and with this with this income, with this industry, they are spending more. The affordability is very high. Probably we can contact them. So when you call them, the chances are high that they can come in. They'll go ahead with buying a product from you. Okay, a product or service. And hidden trends. What do you mean by hidden trends? Can someone tell me what are the hidden trends? Certain things. See, I want to find out basically by conducting analytics on my data. Our intention was to find out region-wise, the quarter-wise sales performance. While doing so, if the tool helps you to find out the hidden trends, which you never thought about it, it will be quite good, isn't it? So nowadays with machine learning and deep learning algorithms, you can find out the hidden patterns also. Even with this simple data analytics also, you can find out the hidden trends. For example, the customers, though, those buy a specific product, they also tend to buy the products that are relevant to the product, the main product. For example, you walk into a retail shop and you want to buy the bread, but along with the bread, the jam is there. What you do is you go and buy these two products together. The co-occurrence of products, when you notice it in the invoice transactions, with that you will get some kind of trend, right? So the people so those people, right, some set of people, you can see that when you go through your invoice transaction data, you can see that customers, those buy bread, they also tend to buy jam and egg also. So the majority of the customers can find this kind of trend. In that case, what is the action plan? The next action plan is you, in your store, you keep the jam along with the bread. Okay. In that case, it will tempt the customers or it will improve your customers' experience. They don't have to run a pillar to post to find bread and jam. If everything is available in the common together, it will save the time, and also you are, you are tempting the customer to buy additional products. In addition to bread, hey, why don't you buy jam also? You are tempting the customers to spend more from their wallet. Okay, so this is how, see, analytics is also a catalyst in terms of boosting your top and bottom line. That is what I'm trying to say. And also it helps us to explore the new correlations, the visuals like scatter plot and all. So with that, you can find out the correlation between the quantitative variables. For example, if I increase the price, what is the increase in, what is the trend? So can we see an increase in sales also? Not all the time, right? Obviously, price is one of the important factor. That is the one, drives the sales. In most of the cases, obviously, the qualities also matters, but price is the primary determinant for the customers to make a decision whether to go ahead and buy a product from you or not. Okay, so net with analytics, we can explore the data. Nowadays, the data are available with us, with enterprises, or humongous. The volume of the data are humongous. Obviously, there is a challenge here. The more the volume of the data, the cleaning, data pre-processing takes a lot of time. To create any report or dashboard, obviously you need to have the data. Having the data is not sufficient. Okay, data is available, but is it usable? It is not usable. A lot of issues are there, and also the data are available in different source systems, and the file types are different. So one data is some JSON file, other data is available in XML file, and other data is available in the Parquet file, Parquet format. The Hadoop system, the data is available. This is another part, the other challenge. Most of the data analysts or data scientists, they pose issues with this type of data. Volume of the data is very high, and the type of the data is also completely different. And we are getting data in structured, unstructured data, also semi-structured data also. We need to process those data, convert those unstructured into structured data, and then only we can gain insights. So as part of data analytics, what we do is there are two parts. One is data ETL part. So the ETL, as part of ETL, we takes care of cleaning the data. You just think that way. Okay. Once I clean the data, that so now the data is in a usable form. The next step is reporting. Now what you do is, okay, now we have the pre-processed data, which is clean. The data are available in the required format. Now we can generate the report using the data visualization tools like Power BI and so on. So what is analytics in a single line? If you have to say, data analytics, nothing but exploring and analyzing the data. By exploring, analyzing the data, it helps us to find out the patterns from the data, and sometimes it helps us to find out the hidden trends and explore the new correlation and so on. Next one is business intelligence. What is business intelligence? Why should I know about business? Business intelligence is an umbrella term. Be it Power BI or SQL queries or Tableau, or you name any report file or any ETL file, ETL transaction tools, everything falls under business intelligence. This is a common term. Okay, the business intelligence has two streams in it. One is the ETL, the other one is reporting part. But what exactly the business intelligence is all about? The business intelligence is nothing but the set of processes. What do you mean by set of processes? Collecting the data from various source systems, collecting the required data, right? Collecting the required data from different source systems and combining them and pre-processing the data, and then we model the data, and then what we do is we visualize the data. Okay, once you visualize the data and everything is fine, okay, the next thing is what you do is when you look at these charts, it helps you to understand the patterns, or it gives you the insights. So business intelligence is nothing but set of processes: collecting the data, cleaning the data, modeling the data. These are set of processes, and also the technologies, architectures, using which we convert the raw data into meaningful insights. This is what business intelligence is all about. Yes, Deepa, I'll repeat it. Business intelligence is nothing but set of processes, technologies, architectures, using which we can convert the raw data into meaningful insights. Well, what do you mean by raw data? With the raw data itself, we cannot create the report which is required by different managers. For example, the finance manager, he wants to see what is the operating margin. Or else he wants to see how much balance I have, what is the bank balance or the cash on hand, how much cash we have it on hand. Okay, and also the marketing manager wants to know what is the actual sales versus target. We want to see that. And also the finance manager wants to see the net revenue, gross revenue, and then net margin, percentage, net margin percentage, change in net margin percentage by quarter. The net margin, net revenue, margin percentage change quarter by quarter, right? So these data are not available as part of your invoice transaction data or order transaction data. Order transaction data, if you see it, for example, your company, you are working for e-commerce company. They sell the products online. The customers raise the orders from the e-commerce applications, maybe using mobile app or from the website. They are ordering the products with you. Whatever the orders they raise it, that will get stored in your OLTP system. This is what your OLTP system. Okay, so if you see the data, the order number, order date, line item, the product key, customer key, region key, and quantity, unit price, and the gross sales. Only that will be there. Net sales will not be there. Discount will be there. The net profit will not be there. You need to create additional columns like net profit and gross profit, gross margin, and net margin, percentage change in your profit. So in order to, and again, like, operating margin, cost of goods sold, for, to create a report with these metrics, you need to have additional columns, right? Besides the columns that are available in raw data. So for that, what you do is, right, and before you create these columns, you check, do you have any duplicate records in your data? If that is there, you remove the duplicate records. So as part of pre-processing, you do the cleaning, everything. And then what you do is you pre-process the data. And then what your next step is, you model the data. Data modeling is important in the case of Power BI tool. And then what we do is we'll jump into visualizing the data. Once everything is done, next we will plot the chart and see where do we stand, right? So, and then by looking at this chart, you'll gain insights. Hey, in this specific region, I can see an increase in sales. There is a sudden peak here. There is a sudden peak on May month. What could be the reason? Because that specific time we have given more discount, like Big Billion Days. Big Billion Days, they announce, right? The Flipkart, that specific day. Okay, why don't we come up with some other attractive offer, sales offers, so that we can see always the trend will be something like this. Okay, these are the insights. On a specific day, hey, I can see a major jump in sales. So what happened, man? What triggered the major increase in sales on this specific month? Okay, if you know the triggering point, right? So then what you do is, okay, why don't we give more offer? Probably similar to this, we can launch another offer in the later days. Maybe that can boost our top and bottom line. This is one of the insights. But also you can see that the raw material cost. Okay, you get the quote from various vendors, but you need to do analysis which kind of vendor has the potential to deliver the raw materials on time, and at the same time the quality is good, and importantly the cost is also economical, and the shipping cost is also very reasonable because they are very close, somewhat closer to our manufacturing plant, and they are very good in meeting the timelines. That is very important. The time, cost, and then quality. All these three things, with these three dimensions, you choose the best vendor, right? So in order to do that, you need to do analysis. Yes, you have the data, and also historical data, you will have to have it. With that, you will decide, historically, we can see this customer is delivering the raw materials on time. The quality is good. We did not get any returns with the raw material which we received from him. When we created the finished product, we did not get any returns, not much returns. That is what the insight. Okay. So here, if you get to know those vendors products or having the raw materials or having defective pieces, the quality is not good. And once you develop the finished good, and if you get more returns, you are gone, right? So the returns, shipping cost, customer will not bear it. You have to go and you have to send your person to your customer place and pick up the item. And end of the day, you need to replace that product to your customers. And the products which they returned it is a very high cost product. And if you cannot fix it, the defective thing, you're gone, right? So these are the examples for insights. Okay, so by looking at the visuals, irrespective of the volume of the data, you gain a quick insight. With that insight, armed with this insight, what you can do is you can take the course corrections then and there in case of any problems which you notice it. These are classic simple dashboard, the insurance dashboard. So you can see that if I kept on talking about KPI. KPI stands for key performance indicators: number of customers, number of policies, premium amount, These are the KPIs, key performance indicators, or the vital parameters. Like a human, let's say if somebody is very sick, your grandma or grandpa is got admitted in the hospital. If the doctor says their vitals are as of now normal, what do you mean by vitals? Nothing but metrics: heart rate, blood pressure, sugar, everything is pumping rate, heart pumping rate, everything is good. There's a vital parameter. These are the metrics to decide whether the person is in a critical zone or non-critical. Similarly, when it comes to the business, these are the metrics according to this specific department in the insurance department, in the insurance industry. So with this, they can understand where do they stand. They can see that they have onboarded 9,134 customers. And, for example, in the last 6 months, very good. And the number of policies, how much we sold? 27K, and 41K premium amount we received it so far. And out of which only 4K only we paid the claim to the customers. Then we are in a good position. With this itself, we can tell, isn't it? How much premium are we receiving it? How much claim so far we paid in the last 6 months? The last 6 months, the premium amount 41K we received it. But out of 41 only, maybe right, 4K only we paid the money to the customer as a claim amount. Then it is good. We are in a good state. Our business is good. Okay, we are not in the bad state. Okay, and again, giving the color coding like a green, amber, this color, right? So we can see that 62% of the customers or employed customers, they are the one claiming it more frequently. And unemployed customers are 35%. Maybe they are married women, the homemakers, okay, unemployed, and others maybe right, they are maybe they are not educated people, so they are, so we can see. But the overall, what we can understand with this itself, the business is really doing good, really doing good. And 62% of customers are our customers are employed customers. And again, if you see the customers by policies, vehicle insurance premium received, okay, we have received for 41K premium for in the last 6 months. And which one is the major contributor? The vehicle, in the case of vehicle insurance, you can see that the 4-door car, large, right, and SUV car, sports related vehicle, in these two vehicles are contributing more to our revenue. You get a quick insight instantly by looking at this one, right? It'll enable to gain a quick insight. So these are your metrics, key performance indicators, which is nothing but the metrics, along with the important reports, can help you to understand what is happening in your business quickly. In case of something wrong, you can take the action immediately. If you nip the bud, what will happen? So nip it at the bud, right? So if you fix the problem at the early stage itself, you will be in a better position. That is what that is where the analytics and the reports and dashboard helps us to take the right action at the right time. And also it will show you the trends. With that trend, you can understand where you can invest more, where you can cut down the cost, something like that. Next, we will take a look at what is Power BI. Power BI is a data visualization platform. It is used primarily for BI. But the beauty of Power BI is you can perform both the ETL part, the extraction, transformation, loading, plus the reporting. Both you can do it with Power BI. That is what Microsoft, they say it, okay? They claim it. It is importantly, Power BI is a self-serviced, interactive. So it's a self-serviced business intelligence tool. We can say that way. And with Power BI tool, you can create interactive reports and dashboards. Okay. So what do you mean by self-service business intelligence tool? Even a layman with basic Excel working knowledge can create the simple reports or less moderately complex reports. He can create it on his own without depending on the IT team. If you take any enterprises, you have something like IT team information technology team, and business analyst team. Okay, so these guys are very good in business. Okay, but they are not good in technology. Okay, and they are a separate department. They are good in technology. If they need the business people, if they need any reports, they need to contact the IT team. They are the ones supposed to create the reports and then send it to these people. But with Power BI, they don't have to depend. The business people don't have to depend the IT team to create all the reports. There are certain reports they themselves can create it. Okay, it doesn't require a person to be a tech savvy. Even with minimal Excel background, right? So you can create a report. That is what it is called. That's why it is called a self-service business intelligence tool. But remember that since it is self-service business intelligence tool, that doesn't mean a person without technical knowledge can create complex, moderate complex, and very, very complex or complex reports on their own. No, it is not possible. Obviously, you have to be technically good. But to create a simple reports, you don't have to be a tech savvy. Okay. And other thing is the Power BI offers cloud-based services so that the reports, whatever you develop, that can be shared across across the globe, across your enterprises, okay, across your company to your various stakeholders by publishing the report on cloud. Okay, it's a very simple interface. It doesn't require any installation of the software. All you need to have the internet browser, and then you can go to the app.powerbi.com. That's the Power BI's cloud service, and go and sign up. That's it. You're all set. You can go and publish the reports out there. Once you publish the report on cloud, people across the globe can access it anytime with any device. So that's what my other student, he asked this question, interesting question. So since it's a self-service business intelligence tool, so do I really need a training? Yes, obviously you need to undergo training. Though people say it is a low-code tool to learn, but when it comes to DAX, there is something called data analytics expression. To learn that, the learning curve is a little bit steep. Okay, that's where we are here to help you out to reduce your learning curve. Obviously, you need a training, because if you wanted to perform advanced analytics, obviously you need to have a good technical skill set, at least some extent. Okay. The next question is, okay, you understood Power BI is a self-service business intelligence. It's a Microsoft product and it offers cloud-based services and so on. And okay, fine. And why Power BI? There are a lot of other competing tools are available in the market, like Tableau, ClickSense, and so on. Why Power BI? Why customers are running after Power BI? The number one reason is the cost. It is one of the cheapest tool in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. If you compare with other tools, Power BI is the cheapest. It's hardly $10 per user per month only. If you go for pro license, Power BI Pro license, it costs you just $10 per user per month. That's it. It's that much cheaper. The other important, the salient feature is the Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop is absolutely free. You can go and download it from Microsoft website. It is absolutely free, and it is not a trial version. It's a original one. Okay, you can use it as long as you want it. But the fact is, every once in 2 months, Microsoft, they keep introduce new features to the existing software. You need to go and keep checking their blog, Microsoft Power BI blog, and see if they've introduced any new features. In that case, you need to go and download the latest version of the Power BI desktop, install it, and then you can use it. But there are no limitations with respect to the timeline and with respect to connecting to various sources and all. It is absolutely free. But there is a limitation with the data volume and all. But compared to Tableau and all, right, other tools, it is far, far better It is absolutely free, Power BI Desktop. If you want to use the Power BI Cloud Service, 60 days trial version they give it. Okay, 60 days trial version they can give it. And once the trial version ends, you can go for the pro license, which is anyone can afford. So $10 per user per month. Anybody can afford this one, isn't it? You can go for a pro license and you can deploy the reports on Power BI Cloud Service. And the other important factor for the Power BI customers that run after Power BI is the self-service business intelligence tool, and it offers maximum number of features. If you compare with any other tools in the market, Power BI support a lot of features. You can write 1200 different functions, M function and DAX functions. You can, you can use it. You have something called M program, M language plus DAX. These two are mutually independent. So using DAX functions, built-in functions, we can create awesome reports. We can perform advanced analytics. Reports are awesome report in the sense advanced analytics. You can perform advanced analytics using DAX commands or functions. And then M language is available as part of Power Query Editor. So this is helpful to do the cleaning up, everything. Okay. A lot of functions, built-in functions are available. Okay, using which you can do a lot of data transformation with this one. And with this one, you can do advanced analytics and so on. And okay, apart from the functions, you can create approximately 200 plus visuals. In Power BI, we call charts as visuals. You can create 200 plus different charts in Power BI. This feature is not available in other tool. It's there. What do you say? But it is not that much in quantity. Okay. The next one is the data connectivity. With Power BI, you can connect to any source system, any files. For example, you have an Excel file, you have the data available in big data, Hadoop system, or Hive, SQL, Oracle, you name anything, or NoSQL database. How many have heard about Mark, what is that? Mark Logic, right? So it's a NoSQL database. If you want to pull the data from there, yes, it is possible. It provides host of or gamut of connectors to connect to different source systems, be it a semi-structured, structured, unstructured data. You can connect to them. You can pull the data from, those type of files or source systems. It has a greater capability in terms of data connectivity. Okay, a lot of connectivities, you can see it. So next up, we will take a quick look at the Power BI architecture at a high level, and also let us understand the various components that forms part of the Power BI architecture. And then we will move ahead and take a deep dive in each component of Power BI. And last but not the least, I will help you out in this session how to download and install Power BI Desktop. Then connecting to Power BI Cloud Service, probably I will show you, but don't go and sign up now with the Power BI Cloud Service because they give only 60 days time. Probably after few weeks, if you sign up with your official email ID, then you will have extended time, okay, to use it. So, all right, now let us jump into the architecture, Power BI architecture. Okay, so here we will understand how the pieces, each components interacts with each other. There are two sides of Power BI, the on-premises, the other one is the cloud part, or cloud application. What do you mean by on-premise? Can someone tell me? On-premise is nothing but your office premises. Inside your office, let's say they bought a server, okay, and then you have your laptop in your office. Okay, so this is called your on-premises. It's a physical server located and maintained inside your office premises. What is cloud? You all know already. It is a virtual server. You don't have to buy those expensive servers. it is bought by all these expensive servers are already bought by someone else. Okay, cloud is nothing but a virtual server. The servers are maintained by the cloud service provider like AWS. AWS is number one in the cloud space. Amazon Web Service, and the second one is the Azure, Microsoft Azure, and third one is Google Cloud Platform, and so on. Okay, these are the three major players. They are ruling the roost of the cloud service, the cloud area. Okay, in the cloud area. Okay. So the cloud is virtual server. It is maintained by the cloud service provider. So with this cloud service, you can, if you want to create, if you want to install any software, or if you want to buy more number of servers, it is all possible in a matter of seconds or minutes. Go and sign up with AWS. Supposing you want to host a machine learning algorithm. Okay, I want to publish a machine learning algorithm on cloud. So go and sign up with the AWS cloud service, and then you can probably go and install the Linux system. Okay, everything is available. Okay, software as service, everything is available, and install the Linux system, and also on top of it install all the Python and other applications that are required to host your machine learning algorithm or deep learning algorithms or apps. Okay, everything is possible in a matter of a day or two maximum, in the worst case, I'm saying. Okay, but if you have to host your application, machine learning application or any analytical application in your on premises, there is a wait time. You need to buy an expensive server. Supposing your number of customer base is very, very huge and you sell millions of products, the volume of the data is very huge. In that case, obviously you need to buy an expensive server. Not only you need to spend more money on buying the expensive server, and at the same time you need to hire the staffs in order to maintain the servers. That's another headache. Forget about all these things. Okay, I can afford buying an expensive server, onboarding more experienced staffs who can manage these servers. Okay, but the issue here is the security. Your data can be hacked by anyone. Okay, your data is vulnerable. Again, you need to hire some security expert who should keep a tab on how secure your environment, everything. He has to apply the patches every now. It's a painful thing. You don't have to have maintenance overhead. Simply go ahead and swipe your card, sign up with any one of these service provider, and you will be up and running in less than a day or so. Okay. So as you can see here, the Power BI desktop, it's a client software, it's a free software. Okay, so once you install the Power BI desktop in your laptop, using which you can connect to different source systems. Okay, let's say you have Excel file available locally in your laptop, fine. And there are some files and Azure database or running on cloud. So in that case, you can connect to various source systems and bring in the data that are required to build your report to your Power BI desktop, and then do the cleaning, everything, and then create the reports, visually appealing reports, dashboards, and then publish it to your Power BI cloud service. This is a licensed one. Power BI Cloud is a license. Like I said, 60 days they give free trial, and afterwards. But in the case of enterprises, you cannot go with the free license, right? You'll have to buy a original license. It involves licensing cost. Okay, so with the Power BI service, what I can do? It's a cloud web interface. You don't have to install any software. It is all you need to use. It's a web client. Okay, and once you publish your report, which you develop in your laptop and publish it on cloud, you can, with that report, you can develop dashboards. Then you must be asking this question: what do you mean by report? What do you mean by dashboard? You said in Power BI desktop in my laptop, once I install it, I can create the reports. Can't I develop the dashboard here? There is a subtle difference between report and dashboard. That we will see it later. So once you create the report here, with that reports, you can create the dashboard using Power BI Cloud Service. You can create the dashboard using Power BI Cloud Service only. Remember this. Sorry. Okay, so you don't need to install anything. You need a browser. You need a Power BI login credentials for the cloud. Okay, to publish your report here. Once you publish your report, the reports can be accessed the people across the globe using any device at any time. So they can use your smartphone, they can use your tablet or desktop or laptop. You name any device, they can use that device to connect to the Power BI Cloud service and view the report. And on top, mobile service is available. You can use the Play Store in your mobile phone to install the Power BI software. It's a mobile service. With this mobile service, you can connect to your cloud, and then you can view the report on the go. Let's say you are traveling on the go, you can go and connect with your mobile app. You can connect to your Power BI Cloud service and view the report so that you will be up and running. So now we have seen what is Power BI desktop cloud service. It involves licensing cost. Here there is no licensing cost involved. Mobile service no licensing cost, but there is something else called data gateway. Okay, what is data gateway? It is the bridge between your on-premise and cloud. Supposing the data is available in local system, in your local office premises in a server. If you want to access this data that is available locally from your cloud, you need to have some kind of interface, right? That is where the data gateway comes into picture. It's kind of a bridge. It enables the report users to read the data from your on-premises, from your cloud via data gateway. Number one. And at the same time, when you publish the reports on cloud, let's say you are publishing 200 reports on cloud. From you develop 200 reports, you publish it on cloud. Okay. So along with this 200 reports, the underlying data also get published automatically in a secure manner by the data gateway. So all you need to just publish the 200 reports. The data that belongs to each report will get published automatically in a secured manner by data gateway. Okay. So both publishing the reports as well as the underlying data to the cloud in a secured manner is the responsibility of data gateway. Fine. What is data gateway exactly? What exactly? It's a software piece. It's a piece of software. Okay. It's a kind of a service that is running. Once you need to install this software in your laptop on your local server in order to enable the Power BI reports to read the data from your local server. Okay, or to publish the data from your local Power BI desktop to cloud. The data gateway needs to be installed in your local system and it should be running. It should be up and running. Otherwise, you cannot publish the report to cloud. So apart from this data gateway, okay, what are other things we can do this apart from these things? For example, you publish 200 reports on cloud, and out of the 200 reports, let's say 50 reports are daily summary reports. In the sense, every day when the reporting manager, the managers or someone, when they open these 50 reports, it should show up-to-date data in it. Okay, for example, if I open the report, it should show me my today's sales performance, not the yesterday. Okay, so in that case, the data gateway once again comes into picture. With the data gateway, you can schedule the data refresh. Okay, so by scheduling the data refresh, you can enable these 50 reports to keep the up-to-date data in it. That is the whole idea of data gateway. With this, you can schedule the data refresh every day, daily basis. You refresh the data in your reports for these 50 reports. Daily data refresh, incremental data refresh on a daily basis. You can do it weekly basis, bi-monthly or monthly basis. You can do it. So that, but the data refresh to keep your reports up to date, the data gateway plays an important role. Okay, so using which you can schedule the data refresh. So not only publishing the reports requires a data gateway, but at the same time, to keep your reports up to date, to schedule the data refresh, you require a data gateway. Remember this. Okay, apart from this, what else? What other components? We have something called report server. Okay, so once you, for example, so is it necessary always to publish report on cloud? It is up to you. Okay, some reports I don't want to publish it on cloud. I want to publish it in my report server directly, not here, because these reports are very secured one. The data that we use in the reports are highly secure, hence we don't want to publish it on cloud. Though the cloud service providers, they promise us once we publish the data on cloud, everything is safe. But while the reports are being published, there could be chances the data can be hacked. Okay, it is vulnerable to hack. In that kind of situation, what you can do is you can go for report server. In the case of banking, this is very much helpful. But this involves licensing cost. This involves licensing cost. And even this involves licensing cost. You might be asking this question, whatever thing that I can do it in public, same thing I can do it. Then why do I need to buy? Depends on your critical or the depends on your need. If the data are very secure, certain data you cannot publish it cloud, then you can go for report server. So that your data is very much secure. Okay, so but both involves licensing cost. Whatever you can do with Power BI Cloud, same thing you can do it, except dashboard. You cannot create the dashboard here. And what is the difference between Power BI Desktop and Power BI Cloud Service? Why should I go for the Power BI Cloud Service? The number one reason is once you publish the report on cloud, people can access across the. So how many of you are aware of OneDrive? OneDrive. So once you upload your Excel files or any file on OneDrive, it is available on the cloud. Your friend who is living in abroad, he can access once you share the file name and once you give the necessary privileges, he can access the file. You don't have to attach the file in email or you don't have to upload in Google Drive and all, right? So you can put it in OneDrive also. The same thing is applicable. Once you publish it here, you can enable, you can share the reports with other users also, and you can you will have some admin control features available here. You can create users and you can assign the privileges, roles. Thereby, the users across the globe, they can view only their specific reports. Okay. But here, in the case of Power BI Desktop, I can create the reports, and also I can create data model design here, and then I can publish it here. But in Power BI Cloud Service, you cannot do the data model design as on today. Today is 17th March 2023. As on today, in Power BI Cloud Service, you cannot do the data model design. Only in Power BI Desktop, you can do the data model design. You can create the report, you can do the data model, data transformation, everything. But you cannot create the dashboard here. But here you can create the dashboard, you can do everything except data model. You cannot create the data model here. Okay. And it's the same thing, report server, you can publish the report here. But in the report server, you cannot create the dashboard. The next one, the Power BI mobile app, right? So these are the mobile app. The mobile apps are the applications for your mobile and tablet devices. It enables us to quickly view the Power BI reports and dashboard. And the next one is, the report service. I already discussed about it. And apart from this, there are a few other components are there. So you have something called Power BI mobile app, report builder, embedded, Power BI embedded. What do you mean by mobile app? Okay, this one I already discussed it. The next one is the report builder. The report builder is different from the report server. These two are not same. Even the report builder also involves a licensing cost. Okay, then why do I need to go for so many licensed softwares or components? If you have a requirement like you want to develop a paginated reports, then you can go for Power BI report builder. So what do you mean by paginated reports? Is basically a pixel perfect reports.
This meeting is being recorded.
If you want to create invoices, you want to generate a report, so for invoices, to printing the invoices or delivery notes, delivery challans, receipts. It is all kind of a template, pre-formatted, right? It should be pixel perfect. The quality should be pixel perfect. In that kind of situation, you can go for report builder. The other one is the embedded, Power BI embedded. It is an Azure service. It enables the business to embed your Power BI capabilities into other Power BI analytical capabilities into other apps. For example, you developed a dashboard on cloud and you want to make it part of your website. That is possible. You can embed that report which you hosted on cloud into your website. That is possible, or in your blog you can embed it. But even the embedded is also a licensed one. So all the report builder is a licensed one, embedded is a licensed one, and then the report server is also a licensed one. Except Power BI desktop and mobile server, rest of them are licensed one. Okay. Next, we will narrow down and understand. So far now we got a big, the idea about what are the components that are involved. One is the Power BI desktop, Power BI cloud service, mobile service, report server, and then you have the report builder and embedded. These are the components that are available as part of Power BI architecture. Now let us understand what are the components that are available as part of the Power BI desktop tool itself. Now let us narrow down to Power BI desktop and take a look at what components that are available in Power BI desktop. Once you download and install with Power BI desktop, you will find these three components in your Power BI desktop available. The one is the Power Query, the other one is Power Pivot, and the third one is the Power View. But when you launch your Power BI desktop, the first one which you see is Power View. So what does this component does? The Power Query is something like I always relate the Power Query with kitchen. In our home we have kitchen, isn't it? So if you want to build a report, obviously you need to have the data. Something similar to your food. If you want to prepare some food, your favorite food or something like that, you need to have the necessary ingredients. Like you need to have the necessary ingredients available already. That is your data. Let's the vegetables, all the things, you go and buy it from the market, and then you take it to your kitchen and then you clean it. Before you cook, you cut the vegetables in the required shape, you clean it, and then you prepare your favorite food. The same thing is here. So once you have the data, once you load the data into your Power BI desktop, the Power Query using which you can do the data cleaning, data munging, everything you can do it here. You can convert your raw data into processed data. You can do basically the data pre-processing with Power Query. Once you clean your data, the next step is you need to data model. This is very specific to Power BI software. You have to do the data model design. There is a separate module for data model design. During that time, you'll take a deep dive. Okay. And then once you do the data model design, next one is create the reports. You are all set to create the reports. Without doing the data model design, if you create the report, it will show inaccurate result. Hence, it is mandatory to create the data model design, especially when you work with more than one file. Okay, and this is a typical the business intelligence workflow. To create the report, or dashboard, you need to have the data. So, but data is not available nowadays in single source system. If you take bigger enterprises, identifying the source system itself takes a lot of time. Okay, and then you need to go and also the type of source systems are completely different nowadays. The file formats are completely different. And you need to acquire all the data that are required in order to create the required report. And then, okay, having the data at last, we know all the source system, the file formats, everything. But next one, you need to transform the data. Okay, make sure that you don't have any issues with your data. If you have any dirty data is there, you need to clean it up. And you need to combine the data from multiple files in a single file. And you need to do joining, merging, appending, and aggregation. Everything you have to do it. And then what you do is you load the data into your model, Power BI desktop model. And finally, we visualize the data by creating a report or charts. So the data cleaning, you can do it with the Power Query editor. And the data model design, you can do it with Power Pivot and Power View, using which you can create the reports. Now I go to the Power BI desktop. I'll just launch the Power BI desktop. Go to your start button, and next you need to type the Power BI desktop. Don't worry, I'll explain you the installation part. And then look here, if you have already installed the Power BI desktop, if you type it here, you can see the icon here. You just click on it and wait for some time, it will open up. In the meanwhile, it will launch the Power BI desktop. Till it launches, it will take some time. Go to the google.com. And here what you do is type download Power BI desktop. Side by side, why don't you do it? Power BI desktop for Windows. And then the first link in the search, right? You can click on the Microsoft Power BI desktop site. It will take you directly to this one, Microsoft.com download. And if you scroll down, you'll find the download button here. Look here, this download button. To hit this. And then next one, it will show you want to download the 64-bit or 32-bit. You select this one and then hit the next button. That's it. Look here, and you can click on save. It will get downloaded. It takes some time to download. The installation is pretty simple. Once it gets downloaded successfully, click on this exe file. It will open up the installation window. You need to keep click next until you find installation was successful message. Okay. But it will take for a while, the installation, but it will not take too much. Probably 10 minutes, maximum 5 to 10 minutes. That's all. It will not go beyond that. So with this, I'm going to wrap up the first session. The next session, what we'll do is I'll try to get our support people's help because it's already, we are close to weekend.